I
I love
literally
that.
just tell
I
myself
love that.
like whenever I like you said like go in that pattern of judgment, I catch myself. I'm like, wait, this isn't that doesn't feel good. Like that doesn't feel good to
Hmm.
be to feel shame and judging myself. Like I don't I hate like judgment. That was something I was really bad at subconsciously for years, like with my marriage and everything. And I never like realized how to deal with it, I guess. Um
Yeah.
so yeah, people like will naturally like it's in our nature I think to judge. You see somebody
Mhm.
that looks weird, you're already gonna it's just something in our nature. Um but for me personally, if you can switch that judgment into grace, and what I do is just say, yeah, it's okay. It happened. Stuff happens. You know, it's okay. Just get back on it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
So what's after that? Or actually, I had is so what is your version? Is this your version of modern day mindfulness?
It's a part of it, 100%. Just learning how to be aware, self-aware, without the judgment and shame part. I think that's a whole other level of awareness that, like you said, allows us to actually shift away from it. And then we can bring curiosity to the table. We can ask ourselves, instead of being so focused on what did I do wrong or what's wrong with me, right? Because when we make a mistake, it's suddenly like I am not good enough, not smart enough, not fast enough, not pretty enough, whatever it is. And then when we say like, "Hey man, it's okay. Like you did this. That's fine."
Yeah.
Now you get to ask, "Okay, what can I do? Where can I go? Who can
Mhm.
help me? What's next?" We open the tunnel because it, like you said, we're actually hardwired for judgment because we're hardwired for survival. And it's all these survival patterns that we no longer need, but it's just like when somebody is different from us, or when somebody is looking weird, or when we're doing something wrong, this judgment mechanism is just a survival
Mm.
strategy. But when we calm our nervous system down, we move from survival state into action, into curiosity, into self compassion. It's a completely different region of our brain, by the way.
Mm.
And we get to like when we're in survival mode, our brain is just tunnel vision on what's
Surviving.
wrong, on
Yeah.
the danger, on the problem, and surviving it. When we're calming down the nervous system, we're opening this tunnel vision and we're
Mm.
like, oh, how can I solve it? How can I make it better? How can I thrive? We can't thrive and be in survival mode at the same time. It just doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
completely
I
different
think of it like
systems.
when I'm in those states, I think of it like there's that saying where it's like you can't see the forest from the trees or something. It's
Hmm.
like when
Yeah,
you're in that survival mode and you're in the trees and you don't know what direction to go, you can't see the bigger picture and that your path may be like right a few steps away, but you don't know. And
exactly.
so what would you tell somebody? Because there's another thing. I have a feeling of what you're gonna say, but what would you tell somebody that keeps telling themselves like, "I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this."
Well, first of all, have to is one of my like red flags words together
Yeah.
with should, need,
Yeah.
must. Every time I or one of my clients use it, and I'm like, nope, you're in survival mode. Because when
Mm.
we're in thrive mode, we don't have to do anything. We get to
Mhm.
do something. We want to do something. We're gonna do something, right? Have to is still so much in survival brain for me. So first, reframe the word. Just change have to into want to or I get to. And it's a complete different feeling because when I say I have to, I must, I'm just like, it's just stressing me out to hear
It's
that.
like
But
tight,
when I
yeah.
say,
It's a tight feeling.
yeah, it's tightness, it's just, it's very constrictive. But when I say I want to, I
Hmm.
get to, it's like there's a pull energy instead of a push energy. And it becomes like, again, it's this tunnel vision opening up and it becomes expansive. And then you're like, oh, the forest is opening up. Here's the road.
Yeah.
Here's how am I going to do it. So it's just really, really calming down. And I don't know if this is what you thought I'm going to say, but just taking a breath, just pausing for a second and really learning how to regulate before we take action. Because if we take
Hmm.
action from this, like, I have to state, it's usually not going to be the most productive action. And you can still hit results. I've seen people that hit 6, 7 figures with this have to
Hmm.
stressful mentality. But does it feel good? No, it feels awful.
It's like a
And if we
when
want,
I think of that, I think of like, I don't know, going through like, I guess going through boot camp, and I was a horrible runner, and we had to run like miles every day, and I feel like that have to, and even if you get success at the end of it, it feels like you're running uh, a marathon that you have all this weight on your back, and it's like you're just struggling just to stand up. Like you can't even barely walk.
yeah,
Like you may be able to walk through it and get through it, but it's not easy. It's not fun. It's not fulfilling.